Welcome back to Grassroots Radio Colorado. You're listening to Andy and Corey Pate from the Party of Choice. We're filling in for Chris Cook tonight, who is taking a well-deserved night off, and she will be back tomorrow, so do not fear. Chris is coming back.
That's right. We won't totally break the show.
We hope not. We hope not. We're talking about the 2016 election in this hour, and before we do, I kind of want to give a reason. There are so many reasons, but I just want to give a recent one. Sound fair? Here, I've been looking over all the new taxes proposed by Obama's new budget fantasy. And folks, don't worry. I've got it all figured out. Don't worry. The new taxes, they won't affect you unless you succeed with your business, either here or overseas. You succeed with your investments. You succeed in retirement. Basically, if there's any form of success in your life, or if you successfully die, because he's also going to add taxes then too. So I've got it figured out. The key is to live forever in never-ending failure and torment. And that's how you can avoid the taxes in Obama's new budget. We used to call that hell. Now we call it tax planning, which is great, I guess. I can just imagine eternity with that, and with all the people around me in hell going, I'm saving so much money. This is all failure. I can write all of this off. I'm very happy about this.
I think I'd rather go without the money. Thank you.
Okay, well, all right.
And that sounds awful.
You're very close-minded.
I am. I'm a conservative. I'm supposed to be close-minded, right?
Absolutely.
Just kidding.
Here's why I bring it up. I'm going crazy, folks. I got it. I need a new president. I'm begging you. We need a new president. This is ridiculous. So if you succeed in any area of your life, you're going to have your taxes raised. And that's just the latest thing. We need a new president so I don't go out of my mind. And I want you to help me. Now, we're going to talk this hour about some things to look for in presidential candidates. I kind of geek out on this kind of stuff. But I also want to hear if you want to let us know if you've got some ideas of who you like most. And what I want to hear is I want to hear your presidential choice, your VP choice, and I'd also like to hear somebody you really don't want. Our number here is 303-477-5600. That's 303-477-5600. Just give us a call, weigh in, and rant. Tell us who you like. And the first one who is ready to do so is John from Parker. John, what do you have for us?
Yes, I wanted to ask your opinion. I am kind of torn between Scott Walker and Senator Cruz. Senator Cruz more closely reflects my values, but I have a feeling that Scott Walker might have a better chance to win, so I'm trying to reconcile that. And you asked about the VP choice. I think that Susana Martinez would make a great choice. I think she's an amazing communicator. She has a great story to tell. She's very appealing. She is Hispanic. She's obviously a woman, and especially with Hillary Clinton running, I'm kind of leaning towards Susana Martinez for VP. But I'd really like to hear your kind of pros and cons about Scott Walker versus Ted Cruz.
You bet. Well, first of all, let's not move on too fast from Susana Martinez.
Okay.
Very impressive. Good choice. Susana Martinez is winning handily. Well, yeah, fairly handily in a tough state. That's a fairly blue state, which makes her a lot like Scott Walker, by the way. So you're talking about somebody who is showing that they can produce on the other side's terms. So, John, let me tell you something first. Do this with me. I'd like both you and me to say, if you could have anybody in the presidency, in the White House, I'm going to let you pick more than one. I'm going to pick three names. And you knew you were going to win. You didn't have to worry about winning. What are the three top names that would come to mind? Obviously, Ted Cruz. You mentioned him.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think probably some of our other really strong conservative leaders. Like Jason Chaffetz is a really strong, believing in our principles.
He's excellent.
Senator Sessions is also very strong, believing in our in our principles.
Okay, well, wait a minute out there. You got 3. You mind if I run my 3 by you?
Sure, go tell me.
Okay, now, because here in a little bit, I'm actually going to give my 6 because I like what you did. You came out and said, look, here's my favorite, but I got to think about what's marketable.
Right.
I love that. That's not compromise. That's understanding we have only moved the country so far our way. We got to win what we can and then keep moving it. I love that perspective. Here's my 3. If I could have anybody in the White House and I didn't have to worry about winning, they would be Ted Cruz, Bobby Jindal, or Alan West.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
They're great. Yeah, all 3 of those are great.
They are great. And by the way, another one who, while he on foreign policy is a much of a middle of the roader, I think Rand Paul would also bring incredible change in America. So that's just kind of what I think. Tell me this, though. So I'm going to put you down for Walker Martinez, but I didn't hear who you like least.
Oh, Jeb Bush.
Yay! No, John, you can't do that because you stole mine.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry about that.
When did you realize that you had these incredible powers that you could read minds like this?
Well, I think when someone is for Common Core and for amnesty, those you put those 2 together, it's kind of like putting vinegar and baking soda together. It's just an intolerable, explosive combination, and not in a good way.
I totally agree with you there. And also, I think it's kind of funny. I've seen so much outrage about the possibility of Jeb Bush running, but I have yet to see a single person anywhere on the right who said that they would vote for him.
Yeah, John, what did you think about the fact that Mitt Romney drops out? And by the way, I was kind of expecting this. I probably shouldn't say that because I can't prove it. I didn't predict it on the radio. But I was expecting his support would move more to Walker than to Bush, and it did. What did you think? Have you noticed how Walker's just been soaring up the charts, and Bush has stayed right at the same level?
Yes, I think I was really pleased that happened. Because I do think that Walker would be 10 times better choice than Jeb Bush. So I was very pleased to see that that whatever, as far as the impact of Romney pulling out, that it benefited Walker instead of Bush.
But before I let you go, you also have to say the biggest reason that Bush would have a difficulty winning. Come on, what's the biggest reason?
I think because the base they'll just be so discouraged that I just don't think there'll be the people to knock on doors, to make phone calls. And I think and I wouldn't advocate this. I mean, I would have to say I still would vote for Bush against Hillary. But unfortunately, I think there are a lot of other people out there who they either would not vote at all or they would undervote. They would go they would cast their ballot and then just not vote for president. We cannot afford for the conservatives to stay home, and I think that sadly a lot of them would stay home if Jeb Bush were the nominee.
I agree with everything you just said. I'm going to add one thing. His name. Okay? People don't want another Bush, and that's a big problem. John, thank you so much for coming on. Fantastic call. Great points. So we got you down for Walker Martinez, no Jeb Bush. The number here is 303-477-5600. That's 303-477-5600. When we come back from the break, we'll keep talking about 2016.